Welcome back. It's your girl Asia, and you're tuning into the 2-6 Mix. We have an amazing new segment for you called Coach's Corner. We're going to interview some varsity girls coaches today. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce our host and, the main man behind the scenes so we can get started. Corey, Lindsay, also known as Cocoa Butter, coming to the scene.
Hello.
Hey. Also, we got our very own Kim Possible, KP, Kelly Post. What's up?
What's good? What's good? What's good?
And I'm definitely saving the best for last this time. Sorry, girls. But our very own Coach Dupree. What's up?
Hey, how y'all doing?
I'm good.
Hello.
Good. Well, I appreciate you, Asia. Thank you for introducing us and doing all the stuff that you do behind the scenes. We really appreciate it, and I think we got a good show for them tonight.
Of course. Y'all have fun.
All right. Well, what we're going to do, ladies, this will be the first episode of our Coaches Corner, and I think we got some great coaches here tonight. I'm going to start with a coach right here in Fayetteville. He's been coaching for 17 years, 12 years as the head coach at Trinity Christian, 5 conference coach of the years, regional coach of the year. Best part about it is he's won 6 NCI SAA state titles. And Corey's been a part of a couple of those, if I'm not mistaken.
3 to be exact, but
3 of those.
it's
Who's
fine.
counting? Yeah, let me go ahead and introduce Coach Tubbs from Trinity Christian School. How's it going, Coach?
Yay. What's up, Coach? Hey, Coach.
Okay.
We appreciate you being here, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir. Next, let's go ahead and keep it in Fayetteville for a moment. And this guy, Coach Lewis, he coaches at Overhill, the girls' varsity squad there. Been a head coach for 3 seasons, and he had a great season with them, 12-12, his first season at Overhill. So they're definitely going in the right direction. Coach Nick Lewis, we appreciate you joining us, Coach.
How y'all doing?
All
Hello.
right.
Welcome to the show.
And
Appreciate you.
Thank you for being here, man. And last and definitely not least, this coach coaches in Robeson County. 2-time Robeson County Coach of the Year. This last year, he had such a great season. 2022 Rivers Conference Coach of the Year. And Coach Mike Moses, his team's record this past season was 27-1. How you doing, Coach?
What's going on? What's going on, cousins? How y'all doing?
Welcome.
Coach, I want to ask a question, man, because it's been on my mind all day since you sent me this information, Coach Moses. 27-1, man. What happened in that one game, man? Why you?
Oh man,
Big meta.
a lot of things happened. We beat ourselves. We ran into a good team, a really good team, and during that time of the season, when you get that deep in the playoffs, a lot of winning the state championship involves a little bit of luck. And we didn't do some things that we needed to do to finish out the game. We shot 4 for 21 from the free throw line. We turned the ball over like 5 times in the fourth quarter. We were up 8. So we just did some things to beat ourselves. But all in all, we ran into a good team, a team that was just like us, hard nosed, tough. They defended, and we just fell a little short. And also, that was our team's first time in the playoffs. So we were kind of young in the playoffs and inexperienced, and we dropped that one.
You really turned that program around, man. You really did, and big ups to you for that.
Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. I just want to ask a couple of questions to the guys, ladies, and then I'm gonna pretty much turn it over to you, Coach Lewis.
Yes, sir.
At Overhills, you inherited that program and took them to a 12-12 season. I don't think they were that up there before you got there, if I can recall. What are your plans, man? How's it looking? You think you can turn that program around?
So when I got there, the year before I got there, they finished 9-7.
Mm-hmm.
I had played against them when I was at Grace Creek, and I thought they were a really good team. But then when I got there, they lost two of their best players. One went to Trinity for Coach Tubbs, and then another one transferred to Nightdale. So that was a little blow to the heart. But it's just for them. It's just about getting them around basketball more. A lot of them just play basketball just because, but they don't love the game yet. So trying to get them to have a passion and love the game, that's the biggest thing. So we're headed in the right direction.
That's
Just
good.
right now, it's just so unknown because of COVID and things like that. Like half my team, we're in basketball workouts, but half the team plays volleyball. So they're in volleyball practice while the rest of the girls are working out. So you
Okay.
just we're just waiting to see what's gonna happen.
Okay. Well, that's cool. I know kind of Tubbs has that issue too sometimes, man, with most of his basketball players playing volleyball. Because I know he actually two of my daughters played for him. 2,000 point scorers. Got to throw that out there, Tubbs, if you don't mind. Um, played for Tubbs, so I know kind of what Tubbs goes through with the team. But Tubbs is a good coach, man. He's a real good coach. Six what is it, NCISA state championships, man. That's not easy to do. Playing some of the squads that he played. Kelly's making faces. I think he might have got some of them playing against you, if I'm not mistaken.
Hey now.
Yeah.
Leave my
So,
card board.
Coach, you have the luxury of your season actually started. The other guys got to wait with the private school situation. How's it going so far, man, with this
Yeah,
COVID?
we're 3-1 right now. Played against Davidson Day last night. Actually, they won Division II last year, so they had a tough team. Got two D1 girls on their team, so we beat them by 3. So
Huh?
that was a good start for us for our division.
No question.
Moving from Division I to Division II this year, so that's pretty good.
What is that exactly for those that might not know? That means you're playing larger schools with
Yeah,
larger.
we're moving up to the big leagues now.
Okay.
Bigger
Okay.
than bigger than bigger than bigger.
Sounds good, man. That sounds
Yeah.
good. Okay.
Look,
So let me ask y'all all a question, man, and with this COVID going on and things happening the way they're happening, what kind of changes are you making? Are you making my question is this. I know you got to make some changes for the safety and the health of the players, but are you making any changes in your coaching styles because of the COVID and the late start, especially with your public school guys and things like that? Are there any changes to your coaching style that you're putting out there, Coach Mike?
No, I haven't made any changes to my coaching style. I'm just going to continue to be myself, and I'm going to continue to implement the things that we have implemented to be successful these last 3 years. So, no, the thing is, what I'm telling my girls, what I'm constantly telling them is, if the season does start in January, we don't have time to warm up. Like, it's no warm up period because you have
Mhm.
14 games. 8 of those games, the way our conference is doing it, 8 of those games, when you play the teams in your conference that first time, whoever has the record with those 8 games wins the conference. So usually you start in November, you get 2, 3 non-conference games. We get our volleyball players back, which we only have 2 this year, and it takes them to about mid-January to get going, and then you kind of hit the ground running. But this year, we have to start off running. So when we are able to have workouts and when we're doing different things, I'm just making sure I make it known that we don't have time to warm up this year. So you got to catch on. It's no time to
Yeah.
to be lazy. Every day you got to give it your all, and it also has COVID has helped to the fact of um, being grateful for being in the gym during these workouts, because we went three,
Mhm.
4 months where we couldn't get in the gym. So on our days where we kind of look down, I'm always throwing that out there. Coach Lewis and Coach Smitty, they put together that 9 dime fall league, which helped us tremendously because some of the things that I saw in that fall league I would have saw in January. So I was able to fix it like the last month. So that was a blessing for the city to have that. So Like I said, I'm not changing nothing with my style because um, I don't like change. But I'm just making sure we understand that we don't have time to, we got to hit the ground running because you drop one of those 8 games and, you never know what happens.
Yeah, and basketball shape is a lot different than volleyball shape.
For
Yep.
sure. For
Is-
sure.
No
Yeah.
question. Well, since you brought it up, Coach, I was going to ask you that a little later, but I'll go ahead and ask you now. What's the nine dime league, man? What is that? What made you do that? And nine dime, where that come
So nine dime is pretty much the 910 area.
from?
So pretty
Okay.
much my partner, well, friend, partner, whatever you want to call it, Coach. Well, Scout Clark, Charles Clark. He does a lot of stuff on the boys side, and he started the nine dime boys fall league. So in this area, to my knowledge, the girls in the area don't get much recognition, or they don't get much out of it's in terms of prospects and things of that nature.
Hmm.
And then with COVID, we didn't necessarily know if we were going to even have a season. So me and Smitty, like Moses mentioned, we partnered up, we got together, and we kind of piggybacked off Scout Clark, and we started the Nine Dime Girls Fall League. And pretty much we provided 6 regular season games and a postseason for the girls, local high school girls in the area to play in the fall league, and it was great. It was a better turnout I thought it was going to be. It was a bunch of great basketball.
That's cool.
Every night we played, it was at least one good matchup, sometimes two good matchups, and I mean, it was great to see the girls to get back out on the court. Great to see them competing and just getting better and learning each and every week. So
That's good
that was
stuff.
Where
that
was
was the gist.
this?
This was at New Life Christian Center. We ran it from October 16th all the way through November 6th. Real short, condensed, and sweet. We want to get it done before teams start working out and stuff.
That's a great thing. That's a great thing. And piggybacking off of what you said as far as doing something to get the girls looks and things like that. One thing I can say, and that's from having, like I said, two of my daughters play with Tubbs. That's something that he does. He is one of them coaches that takes the time to make sure that his girls get some looks and make sure if you go to Trinity and you play for him, he's going to make sure that some college takes a look at you. And he's a rare specimen when it comes to that sometimes in high school. And I know Coach Moses does the same thing with his girls, something that
Yep.
I know for a fact in following him that they weren't getting a lot of looks down there in Robertson County, and he kind of changed that culture as well. So with you three, when it comes to that, kudos to you brothers for doing that and making sure these girls take it to the next level. That's good stuff. Tubbs, I'm
Yes,
gonna go
sir.
ahead and step back, man, and you know, it's so many things I can ask you, man. The thing I miss most is watching Trinity, man. I ain't been to the game in so long, man. Driving truck and working and stuff has taken me on the road away from the games. But let me ask you a quick question. I know, have you changed anything about your coach?
No, no, sir. No, sir.
Look at Corey.
Um,
Corey, is he?
not at all. Ain't that right, Corey?
Was it
Practice
hard?
Nothing
wise,
changed.
Was
Nothing
it hard
changed.
on
practice
the
wise,
locker
we
room?
still the same. We're gonna run. We're gonna run. We're gonna run. My mentality is to run. The girls got to run. We got to play defense. Hey, and we got to run again.
NASCAR.
NASCAR, exactly. So getting the ball up the court, secondary, fast pace. I always try to have the quicker team than the other team and try to get them tired and wear them out. By the fourth quarter, they be tired, we still be going. So that's how we play the game.
Good deal. Good deal. All right,
Sometimes.
ladies, y'all got anything?
I have this 9 dime thing back in our day, Corey. Where was this at?
Right,
I mean, we'll do it now.
right.
We were some of the originals. Y'all didn't have it for us. That's fine though.
Things change. Things change.
We
Necessity.
old.
You didn't have COVID back there either.
We're just old.
Yeah, it's something.
But I kind of have like a two-part question. Like it's a two-question. What made you guys want to be coaches? That's the first question, and the second question is why coach girls?
Jump on in, Coach.
For me, that was it for me. My dad, my dad, my dad played college and professional basketball. When he got done, he got drafted, and when he got done playing in the league, he coached at Rutgers and Georgetown and a lot of high major schools. And that's all I was around. I was that kid that was always in the gym. Um, and a lot of people always have like when you hear guys when they're in the 7th and 8th grade and they play basketball, they want to go to the NBA. I wasn't necessarily one of those kids. Like I was a kid that wanted to do everything that my dad did. So, I mean, I knew that I was going to coach. Um, so it's kind of like in my DNA, it was in my blood. And as far as coaching girls, I had no idea that I would ever coach girls, to be honest with you, until 4 years ago when the opportunity arrived. Because I was at Fayetteville State coaching guys. And it was all I knew. I trained guys. I mean, everything was on the boys' side. And then the opportunity presented itself, and I was away from the game for like 3 years, and I just kind of jumped on it, man. And they called me for the job, and I declined it. I told my principal like, no, I don't really want to coach girls. I've never coached girls. And then after I talked to my dad was like, you want to get back into coaching. You want to do certain things. That's your calling. Don't think of it as coaching girls. Think of it as coaching the sport. Like you love the sport. So you don't want to necessarily look at it as I'm coaching girls. Like you love basketball, you have a gift, you understand it, you can teach it. You're just teaching it to a different crowd, to a different audience. And when I looked at it from that perspective, I jumped on the job, and even when I got the job, I was still a little hesitant when we first started working out. Like I don't know if I should yell. I'm a yeller. I yell a lot, right? So I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings. I don't want to do this. So I wasn't coaching the way I needed to coach. And the moment I stopped that and I started just coaching the game, like I just started coaching the game, and the girls started adapting, and we kind of just went from there. So I never thought I would coach girls, but I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of it. I don't see myself even coaching guys again. I don't, and it's funny because I don't watch a lot of male basketball anymore because I think it takes away, like mentally, I'm always in the game. So like I think when I watch guys
It's a
and
different
you
game.
coach girls,
It's a different game.
yeah, it's a different game. So you're looking at this guy that's super athletic, super fast, and you watching this team run a play, and you're like, oh, I should put that play in. But no, you don't have those type of athletes. Girls do things differently. So I started watching more women's basketball on the college level, WNBA. I started coaching AAU with the Carolina Flames just so I can see more girls, and I think it really helped me out. I just kind of like even our guys' games now, like I don't stay for our boys' games at St. Paul's unless they're playing somebody good. After our games, I talk to people and then I leave most of the time. So it's been a blessing, man. I really enjoy it.
Coach.
Coach Lewis.
So you coach basketball players. You don't coach male or female. You coach basketball players.
Yeah, I'm just coaching the game. Like the game is the game will lead. Um, and I love the game. So like my dad said, like once I stopped thinking of it as coaching girls and I'm coaching basketball, I was able to like fully commit myself. 'Cause even after my first year at St. Paul's, I took my first year at St. Paul's after the season. I took the job at Southview, the boys' job, and during that time, I was still at St. Paul's, and I still had to go to work. So I took a job, but I still had to go to work. And these girls, my players were coming to me and like they were hurt, like they were upset.
Yeah.
And I was just like, like, is this a good move? Like, should I be doing this? Because my heart was still like I wanted to coach guys. And then when I took my name out of that, like I declined the job, I really just locked in and focused only on girls basketball. Because I just don't feel like you can maximize your potential trying to do both. So I just stepped away from it.
That's cool. That's cool. Coach Lewis.
So for me, I figured I wanted to coach when I was in high school. I played on the high school basketball team, the varsity team, for 3 years when I was in high school. And I wasn't the best player, but I was a hustle guy on the team. I played great defense. I just knew I wasn't going to play at the next level. One, I was short, and two, I just didn't have that skill. So my high school coach, he was an old guy. He was about 7 years old at the time. He said, "I think you should be a coach one day." And I said, "Well, I don't even really want to. I never want to wear a suit one day, every day to work. I kind of want to have fun." So that led me to be a PE teacher. And I was like, I could coach basketball. So I went to North Carolina Central. I was a manager for Coach Moden for 4 years at North Carolina Central. Learned a lot. And I never knew I was going to be coaching girls. Never knew, never expected to be for me to be coaching girls. Because senior year of college, I went to coach JV boys basketball at Voyager Academy, and I was like, this is for sure going to take me somewhere. And my first varsity job didn't come until 2017. 2017 when I got the job at Grays Creek, and before that I had went on like 10 or 11 interviews for just varsity jobs, and it was just like opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And I said, well, the first thing that jumps at me, that's what I'm gonna take. And I jumped at the Grays Creek job, and it was a big learning lesson. But I appreciate it because it's it's made me into the coach I am today. Like, with boys, you can always rely on athleticism and all that, but like with girls, you really got to teach the game to them, and you really got to like show them you care and passion and things like that. So, like Coach Moses, I don't see myself ever going back to the boys' side, God willing. But I love it. I love coaching girls. It's probably one of the better decisions I made in life.
Well, Charles, before you answer this along with that, with why you, why you got started and coaching girls. Do you think girls are more fundamentally sound than guys? And do they have to be because they're not as athletic, or not really? Guys are just as fundamentally sound.
I think the girls are more fundamentally sound, and I also think that they're more students of the game. So they want to study and they want to get better.
Okay.
Like I said, with guys, a guy might not be able to do something correctly, but he can always depend on his athleticism or whatever to get by.
Okay. Well, what do you think about that, Tuck?
Correct. He's correct. It's always about with females, they got to be fundamental because guys tend to be more athletic. Females' hips are not made like guys because, for instance, speed wise, guys are gonna be faster. Because with growing with Corey, when Corey was in school, we always scrimmage what JV boys all the time,
All the time.
and it made them better. So they had to learn. Don't make that lazy pass. You make that lazy pass, they're gonna steal it every time.
Mm-hmm.
So boys are always gonna have that speed, more speed than girls. They're gonna do this, gonna do that. Simple as that. But the thing is, girls gonna have a better IQ because they're smarter than boys, and so that's why
I
you can.
always say that women are smart. I not just women are just smarter than men. I believe that. I don't know why.
That's actually why I coach girls than boys, because you get them boys, they don't want to listen. They don't want to abide by your rules most of the time. So you're picking your teeth trying to get them to listen to what you want to do and to get them to come together as a team. So it's hard coaching boys than it is coaching girls, because I coach football too. So it's like picking nails coaching football with the boys. Yeah.
And you coach baseball.
Yeah.
So why'd you get into coaching? Her original question. What
original question? Oh man, it's a family thing, man. With me, my older sister started this thing in the family. She's 9 years older than me. Both of our birthdays on the same day, November the 4th. And so my mom was blessed to start her chapter with her, and then ended with me because I'm the baby boy. So I always wanted to know I had an older brother, but I always followed my older sister because she was in basketball a lot. And she actually went to University of North Alabama and played basketball. And so every game, a whole family would go and watch her play. So I always watched girls basketball. So I was into girls basketball a lot. So with me, actually coming out of high school, I got a scholarship to play at Jackson State for basketball. I didn't take that scholarship. I went the football route because everybody said I was better at football than basketball. So I went to play football and transferred up here to Fayetteville State and finished my years playing football. So Basketball is just, coaching female basketball is just a gift. You know what I'm saying? You've been around wonderful females that loves the game,
Mm-hmm.
and you want to teach them the game. So you find out who wants to learn, who you want to teach, and it's just like a gift. Every girl that came through here, you know how I feel about my girls. I love my girls to death.
Oh man, if
And
you don't believe that, attend one of the award ceremonies. Cubs can never make them through them, man.
Yeah, I always cry at those things, man. I'm a waterhead.
Yeah,
And even I had the opportunity once to coach KP. I think AAU ball or whatnot, right, K?
Hey.
And showed her the same passion, just like she played at Trinity. It's no different.
Yeah.
Coaching girls is like it's a blast, man.
And I know we're 3 hands full, and I'm glad y'all have the patience to be able to deal with so many different personalities, attitudes within females and themselves. So it takes, a strong kind of person to be a female coach. So a female sport coach. So
it's a little more drama, but
Coach Lewis, there is nothing wrong with being short, though. All right.
Yeah, I know.
Now, I'm still playing. 5 on a good day.
Where you? I get it mixed up. University of Tennessee or Tennessee State? Where you?
I'm at East Tennessee State University.
East Tennessee State University. Okay.
For my last year of eligibility. They offered another one, but I'm feeling a little old, so this may be the final. I would finally retire. I feel like I've been playing for 9 years. But nah.
Wow. Well, let me ask you a question. Kelly, you go ahead. You haven't asked a question yet.
I was just gonna ask the coaches, like, what is like the biggest change right now? Like with I know college is different just because there's like I guess financial, but like with high school basketball right now, what's the biggest change with this virus? Like what is the biggest challenge y'all are having right now?
Getting in the gym.
Getting in the gym.
Biggest change.
I can't say get in the gym. We don't too much have a gym, so I can't say get in the gym. So my thing is going by the plan, the rules, what they got us going on with going to the game. Like Coach Moses said earlier, I think they'll figure it out when they start playing. You got like 20 minutes. As soon as you get in the gym, you got to have your team dressed. You don't go in the locker room. They're not letting you go in the locker room. So you got to be fully dressed, ready to go. And so that's the thing. You don't have that pregame speech that you tell your kids. All right, guess what? You got to have that ready on your way to the game. So
you got to come to the gym dressed.
Yeah, you got to come dressed.
Y'all have fans? Are they gonna let parents in?
No fans. No fans.
I like that a little more, to be honest. I mean, like the hypeness of fans, but like it's pure basketball right now.
But see, that's when your team got to come together and they got to start cheering for each other. There's your fans.
There's no fan motivation. Yeah.
So in my fault. So in Harnett County and Cumberland County, they're allowing the parents of players in for right now.
Okay.
And they're live streaming the games on YouTube. So they're doing that for volleyball right now. So I guess that's a benefit. But like Coach Tubbs said and Coach Moses said, getting access to the gym is a problem right now. Because for us, even though we're allowed to work out, our principal, he only lets all sports teams work out between 3:00 and 4:30. So that's volleyball in the gym, that's boys basketball in the gym, that's girls basketball in the gym or weight room, cross country, football, track. So
wow.
And that's it. We can't work out on Wednesdays because we do mixed learning face-to-face and in person. So they clean the buildings on Wednesdays. And since we're not in season, they don't let us in the gym. And then we can't work out on Saturdays and stuff. So, just trying to navigate getting in the gym and even getting some of my returners in the gym because now since COVID, they want to make some money. So they're working. So, it's a battle.
Yeah.
Motivation right now. That's a huge thing, motivation.
Is that the same thing in Robeson County? Robeson County? Is it Robeson County or Robeson County? What is it?
I say both. I'm not from there. I get corrected all the time. I just keep it short and say Rob help. But volleyball for the county volleyball, they're allowing the parents. You get to each player gets a parent. The away team doesn't get anyone to come. So we have maxed out at like 25 people in the gym plus essential workers. Um, and we only have one gym, so we're a 2A school. We're getting ready to be 3A next year, but we have one gym. Volleyball, the volleyball season is now, so I mean they get the gym. They have priority. Um, so my girls that play basketball that don't play volleyball, they run cross country. So across country, we're in season. It's mandatory that they run cross country if they don't play volleyball. I'm the cross country coach, so we can run cross country and we can get in the weight room. But on basketball days, it's just kind of a coin toss. We're supposed to use the middle school, which is right across the yard from us. But they have things in the gym, so it's just hectic, man. I would also say to answer your question, KP, the biggest change is going to be like how Coach Tubb said. His girls they scrimmage against the boys JV team. We do the same, and we also have people come and visit in. So we have some Fayetteville State girls that come up to the gym, and well, in the past to like scrimmage against us and to come work out. But now with COVID, you only can have your students in there. We can't interchange teams. So I can't have boys in there. I just have to have my team because we're in pods. And if somebody gets the virus, they need to be able to track where it came from. And it's just too much right now. It's just a lot. So that's one thing that's like really changed, KP. Us coaches, we have to be very creative on how we uh, how we get better as a team. You have to be very creative on how you get better, and it's been a chore, man. It's been a chore.
I feel like the captains or like the upperclassmen have to take like huge leadership roles right now. Like
Right,
because
right.
y'all are limited, but like I guess in our own way we can't really get in trouble for stuff. So
Hmm.
like upperclassmen and captains gotta like get everybody like, okay, we can't practice today, but let's go do some hill sprints. Let's go try to
Right,
shoot an outdoor court, do something, or even like team bonding, like
right.
movie night. Do y'all do that? Like, have y'all been able to do like team bonding and stuff like that?
Actually, we have a team bonding event this week. We're going to we're going to we're supposed to go bowling and to eat. But it's funny that you say that, KP, because that's what the nine dime also helped with because coaches couldn't coach. So I didn't want to put a lot of schools had like some schools had like real coaches coach their team, and they did a great job. But we just had my assistant coach's wife on the bench, which she knows a little bit about basketball, but she wasn't coaching. But for me, it was more so our upperclassmen, the girls that's been there, they can lead. So now you're gonna have to make decisions on the court. You're gonna have to figure out what defense you need to be in. You're gonna have to figure out, she was on the side to kind of do some substitutions and stuff, but I wanted those girls to take a leadership role, more of like a coach's role. So
Mhm.
now when the season starts, if I call something and you see something different, I always have it open for, especially for my point guards. Like if I say we're in a 1-2-2 and you think we should be in something else and you come to me and say, Coach, I think we should get back into this 3-2. I always want to know why. Like tell me why. And if it's a real good reason, because players always see what we don't see on the court. Us as
Mhm.
coaches, we on the sideline, so we could think this 1-2-2 is working, but they feel like your players like, this girl is always in that spot. They always open on that side. Maybe we shouldn't do that. So I think that nine dime also will help us with that as far as like leadership. They were able to actually do some coaching, and on the flip end, they also saw how hard it is to coach, like how important the coach is to the team.
Appreciate
Like
y'all.
Hmm.
a lot of times, like I know I've seen
They
Trinity,
don't know that.
right? I've
They
seen
don't.
Trinity.
Yeah. Hold
I've
up.
seen Trinity play plenty of times, and I always see Coach Tubb like talking, and I see Nick talking when I seen Grace Creek and Overhills, and I'm talking all the time, and we're always constantly as coaches talking about communicating on defense. But a lot of times it starts with the coaches on the bench, like close out, you got to get there, and then it's a rapid effect. But
Mhm.
if that coach is removed, you see that we ain't really talking at all. It started with our coach, so. Um, I mean, that, like I said, the nine down thing really helped a lot as far as like leadership, like you said, Casey, like your seniors and your juniors stepping up. Even for me, I had a freshman that played a lot last year, She's a leader on our team as a sophomore, so they actually got to see, what we needed to work on as far as like communicating as well.
I love that freedom you give them. That's how I love it. Don't please keep that up. That's how I grew. Like just
Right.
the freedom. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Ladies, if you don't mind, let me ask Coach Tubb a quick question, and he probably can't answer this. He probably don't want to answer this, but I'm put him on the spot because I think I want to know the answer if he can answer it. You had squads that had De'Ara and Janae and Corey and them back in the day, and I'm wondering if you can answer this question: Are athletes just as good now as they were back then? Are the females ballers falling just as good as they were back with CC and all them girls that played in Fayetteville back in the day at the talent level? Because I'm asking that question. You might not can answer because you might, you got girls playing for you now. But I went to some games a year ago or so, and it just seems like the talent level might not be the same
I want to hear
as
this.
it used to be. Am I wrong?
It's not the same. The reason is now they're not as tough as they were back then. That's the same way with boys now. You know what I'm saying? Boys are much tougher back then than they are now. Everything is changing.
Is it
Girls now are more feminine when they're on the court.
more
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They're not as tough like Corey and Wuchi and all them. They bang down in the post.
I forgot about Wooch. I forget
Yeah,
about
you know what I'm
Wooch.
saying. De'Ara was a dog on
Okay.
defense and stuff like that. You don't find it as hard, these days. You don't find that post player that just want to bang in the post. They were all everybody now want to sit back and shoot the 3-pointer and do all this other stuff. They don't want to go down there and do the dirty work.
Hey, don't forget about me now. I played against you. I was tough.
I got KP. You did your job.
And on that as well, as far as like about as far as the toughness in the game, I think social media has played a real big role in it too,
Yes.
because a lot of these kids think they're friends and they don't really be friends. They be Instagram friends.
Yeah.
And when they play against each other, it's like, oh, this is my homegirl, but it's not really your homegirl.
It's not your homegirl.
Right.
That can be your friend off the court, but when we on the court, it's business at that point. We're in a whole different mindset.
Right, and I was at Trinity teaching when Corey and De'Ara and them was there, and they were different animals. Like they were different animals, and De'Ara did the same thing when she was at Fayetteville State. Like she was just a different animal. And like I said, like social media has really. Like I have girls on my team that are friends with girls in Fayetteville, and like they don't know each other. And I found that out during the 9-dime. I'm like, oh, y'all not really friends. Y'all friends on
Instagram.
Like, yeah, I need you to get it in today. Like, I need you to get it in. And if she unfollow you, she gonna unfollow you. Like,
No doubt.
today. So I think that plays a part, man. Even the guys, man. These guys, like, social media makes the world so small, and it's a great thing. But at the same time, it kind of handicaps the game. Because the guys are the same way. They be buddies on Instagram. They reposting each other's stuff, and then they play each other, handshakes and daps and all of that. Like, let's go to war, man. Let's go to war, and after this game, y'all can be cool. I don't care what you do after the game. So
Searching for a highlight.
I think social media has played a real big role in like the friendship part of basketball, football, all of that stuff, man.
Well, Corey, let me ask this question to Coach Lewis and to the coaches, and we kind of start our producers telling us to kind of let these guys go. I just got a question, Coach. Well, you can answer it first, and it has to do with the bonding. They were saying like the team bonding. Just a quick question, man. If you had team bonding tomorrow at your house, man, what you got, and you playing a movie for your players? What's in the VCR, man?
Probably Coming to America. Honestly, they love Coming to America. They love Coming to America. Yeah.
What you showing them, Tubbs?
Man, it's basketball. You gotta show them love in basketball. It's females. They love that.
There you go. What you got going, Coach Moses?
I would probably I don't know. I probably would watch some stand up stuff. Now I'll probably watch one of them old Kevin Hart joints or something to laugh. But we'll probably be forced in transitioning into doing TikTok videos or something.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
Yes,
that's all they want to do. Every time I see him, Louis, do this TikTok with us. No, I'm not.
Right.
None of y'all said Coach Carter.
Mm,
That's a good one.
that is a good one.
Yeah,
You're right.
but let me ask just one more question, ladies, and then if you don't mind, give them a look into the coaches. You first day of practice. I'm gonna start with you, Coach Tubbs. First day of practice. You got any athlete or any person that are alive that could be in the gym to give your team a motivational speech to start this season? Who's in the gym waiting for your team? Who's giving them that speech? Any athlete, any person, any celebrity, or anybody? Who's motivating your team? Who's
Can we answer these two after them?
Yeah, really.
yeah, you can all answer.
Okay.
I gotta go first with Janae.
Janae?
She's Janae Dupree. She's that spoken person. Her whole year I had her. She kept everybody together. She was like the glue, and she always talked, man. She always talked. Ain't that right, Corey?
Yeah.
She kept everybody going. Like any problem going on, she knew what to say to everybody.
Because I always look at Janae.
Yeah, I have to say Janae.
Didn't expect that, Coach Moses. You know what I mean? But that's good to know. That's good to know. Who's in the gym waiting for you, Coach? Waiting for your team to give them that speech?
Me?
Yes, sir.
For me, it'll be Eric Thomas for sure. Detroit guy. I'm from Detroit. I don't think you can't really mention motivating players or motivating people without thinking about ET. So it would be ET for me, and I'll probably have my shoes and be ready to play as well because he was a football coach at my school when I was in high school, and the same things that he talks about now that goes viral, that he's making all of this money about, we heard every single day. He's always been that dude, so it'll be ET for me.
What about you, Coach Lewis?
So I got two. First I'm going Inky Johnson.
Who?
Just Inky Johnson.
Inky Johnson. Okay.
Yeah. He actually came to Central and talked to the men's basketball team at Central. But then I'm going Coach Moden at Central because he's able to I don't know, he was always able to energize the boys, and he's always able to make some kind of life reference with basketball and life. So he always had some great speeches. But those are my two.
Okay. Who you got, Kelly?
I got two as well. I would definitely have to say my dad because he was my first coach. He was one of Corey's first coaches. We used to play at AAU with the Warriors back in the day. Definitely him. And then I would definitely say my coach here, Coach Azell, Brittany Azell. She's a world-renowned speaker, and she just has a way with words to relate to everybody. And no matter what the message is, it somehow touches you. Basketball and non-basketball. So I would definitely choose her. She's definitely a role model.
Sounds like we need to get her on the show. And who you got, Corey?
So my person is not a coach, a basketball player, none of that. I was gonna say, well, I'm gonna say Chadwick Boseman. I just feel like to have known what he had went through and to know that didn't stop him from like doing anything. There's no reason why somebody should not go full out 100%. There's no excuse for anything. So I would definitely have him come and talk for a practice or before a game,
Sounds good. Sounds good. Coaches, like I said at the beginning, this is our first Coaches Corner. I couldn't think of three guys who would represent what we're trying to do, share some coaching knowledge and give you guys an opportunity to speak, because most times, you hear from parents, you hear from players, and you don't really get an opportunity to hear from the coaches. So I want to thank you. And I want to ask, is there anything that someone of you want to say before we go ahead and get off the air?
No, just thanks for having me, man.
Thanks for having me as well.
Keep it going.
called you guys and you came through, man. I really appreciate it, man. And thank you, everybody that's watching. And when you get an opportunity, go ahead and like one of our social medias, like us on Instagram, like us on Facebook, or follow us on our YouTube channel, the 26 Mix. And coaches, we appreciate you. And if there's any coaches that got something to say, right there on the bottom, you see the scroll, the 26 Mix Gmail. You can send us a message on one of our social medias. Thank you guys, man, for giving us your time, man. Keep doing what you're doing. And if you watch the show from the beginning, you'll see that each one of these guys has a serious impact on these young ladies, man. Support them as best you can. All right. Thank you all.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, see you later.
Y'all have a good night.